Hey, what's up, guys? Damien, Disturbing Kreationz DIY. So, you guys know I do a lot of projects, house stuff. I'm now buying properties and fixing them up, mostly myself, but with some buddies that I pay $10.99, or I get, I have to pay a crew or something, do something big I can't handle, like pour concrete or whatever. But on this property, I'm mostly doing everything myself. Now, just another tip for you: trees on your property bring the price of your property down. I know it's good to be green. I know everybody loves the trees, some shade and stuff, but when the trees just get out of control and they're 60, 50 feet high, some of them are dead, some of them are like growing like crazy and they're next to your house, your insurance is going to look at these trees and say, that's a house killer. We might have to pay for that soon. We're going to have to charge you $130 a month instead of $100. Well, you're going to have to pay a company to get those big trees down. Look at those trees. Look at those trees. Some of those trees are like 50, 60 feet tall, but some of them are only like 20 to 35 feet tall, and I can do those myself. So what I did was I went online and I ordered from Home Depot an electric chainsaw, 16-inch blade with a chain. Bar. Ha, gotcha. Now, a lot of people say a chainsaw has a blade, but it does not have a blade. A knife has a blade. A bar is the long circular thing that looks like a finger, and then the chain runs across it. So if you ever played Gears of War, you know exactly what I'm talking about, with their assault rifle with the little chainsaw on the end. Now, I got a 16-inch blade on this. Bar. See, look, I just did it to myself again. Oh my God. If bar and blade stump you up on the chainsaw, please comment down below, because I know it's called a bar, but sometimes I call it a blade by accident and I just have to correct myself. You know what I'm saying? If that's happened to you, hit number 1 down in the comments. And I know, all right, I'm not the only one. So anyway, I digress. Some of these small trees, so this tree right here, I just chopped that down. I didn't do it on video because I was way up in the tree climbing and the chainsaw by myself. And I don't want you guys to think I'm dangerous. So I'm gonna show you just like all the tree laying down here. I got a couple of the big pieces I chopped up and then all the long pieces of tree that I put way out over there, So this is like 20 foot right here, and that is taller than me. That thing over there is taller than me. So I think that's about 8 foot. So maybe 25, 28 feet, something like that. So I am going to take whatever the big pieces of this and put it in my fire. But now that I cut this tree out right here, let me turn the camera around so I can show you what I'm talking about. So now that I cut this big tree right here, which it's really funny. It's real thick, then it gets real skinny. Then I had these couple of skinny little ones, and then it went to that thing, and then a bunch of just tall branches. So that tree has only been growing for maybe 10 years or so, and it's already 25 feet. If I let it grow, it's gonna be like some of these Amazon rainforest trees out here. I can't get any of that. I gotta pay. Look how big my shop is. My shop is 2 stories, and you can still stand up there in the 3rd floor. And this tree is twice as tall. If that falls over, it's taking my shop out. So the little ones that I can get by myself, we're gonna get. So that was like a little bush thing over there. And I chopped all the branches all the way down. And I could get all those branches. You could either have a bonfire, or not a bonfire, but a fire pit in your backyard to get rid of that stuff or whatever. Some of this, I'm gonna use the leaves once they dry. I'm gonna leave the leaves out here. I'm gonna let all the squirrels and stuff get all the little nuts off. And then once all of the leaves are dry, I'm just gonna shake them up, knock them off with a rake or something, and use those for compost for my backyard. So as you can see right now, I have no grass. There's no grass, there's no grass, there's no grass around my shop. You know what I'm saying? There's no grass. Why? Because the trees, I'm not getting any sun. The trees are growing so high to fight each other that they're trying to kill each other over the sun, and the grass can't get anything. It's not fair. So now I'm gonna chop the trees down, these little ones, and now you see how the sun, see that whole strip of sun right there now? All that was covered by tree. Now I can grow some grass over there. And this tree over here, let's see this one right here. So this little one's coming down right here, and this one that goes up to about there, I think that one's about 25 feet as well, but it's skinnier. That one's about 25 feet. So I'm gonna get up on that ladder right there, cut all those down, so I'll be 6 foot, 5 foot, plus my 6 foot, I'll be 11 feet in the air. That's about halfway up the tree, and I'll cut all the bigger fat branches off, let those fall to the ground. Then I'll get down a couple steps and start cutting chunks off, and then I'll knock that whole big piece down, and that one will be gone as well. Then I'll be able to get some of this south sun over here, you know what I mean, to start growing some of this yard. And if you want to know how to compost your yard for free, I got a video for that. I got a video of me for 1 year to 18 months. I ripped up cardboard and thick paper with no plastic, no tape on it, none of that glazed stuff. Like if you buy something fancy or video game or something, and that glazed pack, you know, you open the package, you try to rip the cardboard, but it's got like this film on it. You don't throw that in your yard, it'll never dissolve. Cardboard, postcards, thick paper like that. I sit and watch TV, I rip them up into little pieces. I made mulch out of it. You put it out in the yard for like a month in a pile, rain and the sun just beat on it, it turns into almost nothing. Like you could crumble it after a month. I throw it all over my yard and it grew grass. And I did it for 1.5 years where I had no grass like this right here, and I grew grass again. It's amazing. But I can't do any of that unless I can get sun, because we need the sun for photosynthesis. So we already have rain, or I can put some water on the grass. I already have fertilizer that I'm making my own compost with food scraps and everything else. But if we don't have the sun, we're never gonna get it to work. So the little trees you need to cut off on your own by a $140 chainsaw. Let's go look at my chainsaw. So this is my little chainsaw. So the bar is 16, and I got this at Home Depot like 2 years ago. I think I spent 150 bucks on it, and I just beat the dog piss out of it. Just got to keep filling it up with oil there. It does leak oil, so I don't put a lot in it because it'll just piss out again. I like that it's electric because I have a solar power generator battery. It's 6,000 kilowatts, and I have 3 or 4 solar panels on it, so it charges 6,000 kilowatts in about 3 days. I use this chainsaw, and it takes about 200 watts or something like that. I can run this thing all day for 8 hours and still not kill half of that battery. So get yourself a little junky chainsaw like this for under 150 bucks. You know what I'm saying? Beat it to death, and who cares? This might have been like 120 bucks. You could probably get one at Harbor Freight for like 100. Get $100 one. It doesn't have to be a 16, because it's not really powerful enough to cut that thick anyway. I would get like a 12, you know, smaller handle, the 12-inch blade, or 14, because it's lighter and you can whip it around a little easier and cut these smaller trees down. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna crawl up here, and I'm gonna get this one now. If you can see it all the way up there, the sun is blasting me in the face, so you can't see anything. But I'm gonna cut this one down next. You know, here. Oh. So you see it? You see it goes. So that's 6 foot. Then I'm 6 foot, so about here, and then it goes all the way up to there. So that's another. It's about 20 feet, right? 6 foot, 6 foot, and another like 8 to 10 feet, maybe. We'll say it's 20. Anyway, I'm gonna cut that one down. And it's not like I don't have to cut these big ones down as well, but I don't have to pay somebody to cut this down. I can do this myself. If you paid somebody to cut 2 of these trees down like this, and this bush tree, whack that all down and then cut it over, you're probably looking at 300 bucks. for someone to come cut this up, take it away. 300 bucks. And they'll do all this work in like 3 hours, 100 an hour. But I bought that little machine for 120, 150. I bought this ladder for 50 maybe, fiberglass. And I bought the extension cord for 40. So I got less than 200. I got 190 into everything, and I get to own it forever. My ladder forever, my chainsaw forever, my 100-foot cord forever. I still saved 100 bucks just to do the work yourself. You see? No, can't grow grass. Can't grow any grass behind my shop. Can't grow any grass behind my shop. All this is broken down limbs, leaves, no sun. All right, man, I gotta get some work done. All right, so we got all this tree, this whole one, you know, I gotta cut that big piece out. Then we chopped all this one down. This one was pretty big too, but last week I started chopping it down. I filled 2 96-gallon garbage cans with this one, and this was what was left of the tree, this big chunky. So I'm gonna have to keep doing that, chopping it down little by little by little. Some of the stalks are pretty good. If all these little needles fall off, if I let it sit here and die for like a month or something and these needles fall off, then what I'll do is I'll just let them fall off like this into compost. I'm gonna start turning this into compost now, like breaking this up and putting water on this. Now the rain can get to this more. We're gonna start making a grass back here. But if you comment down below and tell me, should I just cut this up and throw it out and keep the trunk, or should I just throw this over there into the woods and let it decompose on its own? Or is there something I could do with this pine? The same thing with this. I'm just gonna let all these huge sets of branches, all the leaves turn brown. Like I have my little compost pile right here. I just dumped it. So this is all my leaf and cardboard and little pieces of wood from chopping, and it's decent. So I'll just throw that all over the place is what I'll do. And what'll happen is that'll turn into topsoil. You see, like, look at that. And then look how brown and that is, because I'm making my own compost. And you can do it for free, you know? And look, that tree's open now. That tree's gone. I just got to cut this little piece down left. This little whiskey stump. And that one's over there. And it had all kind of weird, you know, I don't know what this is. It looked like it was dying or something. It had these little black things on here. Like some kind of bug was eating it, or some kind of fungus. I don't know what that is, but if you know what that fungus is right here, let me try to get it in the view. If you know what this fungus is right here, please comment down below and tell me. Because even if you watch this like a month later, no one else might have told me, and you might be helping me out. And anytime someone comments, I'll give you a shout out. If you help me out in another video, I'll give you a shout out, you know what I mean? And I'll even link you to it. So this whole tree, this, but look at all the sun. Look at all the sun. This is all clear now. It's all clear, you know? And then all that sun will go all the way back to the building here and get all over this, and we can start building this grass. All right, thanks for spending time with me. I have one more tree to cut down, but it's gonna probably take a whole day. Let me show you the monster. Okay, this is the monster here in the middle. This one is the monster in the middle. So look how big he is. That is taller than my shop. It's real skinny at the end, but I think I'm gonna have to get the 20-foot ladder out, slider ladder, and lean it up against there and get as high as I can and start to chainsaw that with somebody else here, and maybe tie the ladder to the tree as well, the stalk, so I don't fall, because this one's too big. This one I like because I can keep cutting it on my side and it'll keep growing up and fanning out. And it's like a huge bush, and it keeps my whole neighbor's house blocked. So we're gonna keep this little one, but we're gonna cut it straight up this way and cut all that off, so we still get more yard. And then this one I have to pay to get cut down. This big one I have to pay to get cut down. But this one, man, you let this tree go another 2-3 years, you're not gonna be able to cut that down on your own. I should have did that 2 years ago, and it it grew another 5 to 10 feet in like 2 years. I can't believe how much that tree's been grown. It's crazy.